poor boy finds a millionaire's wallet and makes the man cry with his request. Kevin Brown, a Mexican millionaire, encountered a surprising situation during a trip with his daughter in a less privileged neighborhood. Returning from a tourist excursion in San Diego, California, Kevin realized that his wallet, filled with cash, had disappeared from his pant pocket. This man, previously highlighted by Forbes as part of Mexico's super-rich elite, was known not only for his fortune, but also for his philanthropic deeds. Since the 90s, he had been investing in large retail chains while promoting fundraisers to assist those facing difficulties in his country and throughout Latin America. That day, accompanied by his daughter, Lauren Brown, who had just turned 18, Kevin was exploring the west coast of the United States. Lauren, having visited the country a few times before, had never spent enough time to explore everything she desired. Her birthday, marking her coming of age, was celebrated in the United States, with her father dedicating a week's vacation to accompany her. The philanthropist, worried about the loss of his wallet, turned to a friend who managed a chain of luxury hotels in California. His friend organized the entire trip as if it were for his own daughter. 3 days had passed since father and daughter arrived in the United States, visiting Disneyland, Los Angeles, and now San Diego. After exploring the island, they planned to visit the zoo or a water park the next day. Despite the island being a prestigious destination, it housed a poor neighborhood with a large Mexican community. Kevin wanted to get to know its streets and inhabitants, while Lauren was not keen on including this visit in her birthday celebrations. Nevertheless, she agreed to avoid conflicts. In the middle of summer, the ferry was packed with tourists. Father and daughter were returning to the city when Kevin noticed the absence of his wallet in his pocket. After an unsuccessful search and a brief dialogue with Lauren, who pointed out the risk of theft when visiting the poor neighborhood, Kevin corrected his daughter, considering that he could have lost the wallet anywhere, even on that boat full of tourists from around the world. Lauren, observing the people around them, commented, "Look at the people around us. They would have returned it by now if they had found it, don't you think?" Kevin just expressed his hope that whoever had taken or found his wallet would contact him to return it. However, the outcome of this story was about to have a serious impact on Lauren's life. More than 2 hours after they returned to the hotel, Kevin Brown had not received any calls from anyone who had found his wallet. The tourist boat staff also searched everywhere, to no avail. Concerned, as the millionaire might even sue the transport company, no one was more anxious than Lauren Brown, the daughter of the influential gentleman. She knew that aside from the cash, there were several credit cards in her father's wallet, essential for her long-awaited birthday celebration. Upon returning to the hotel, Lauren nervously expressed her certainty that her father had been robbed during their visit to the island. Annoyed, she remarked on how people took advantage of his kindness, making a fool of him. She argued that on her birthday, her father had taken her to a peripheral area, resulting in an unpleasant situation. Kevin, taking a deep breath, affirmed his love for Lauren, but advised her to learn more about life. Even on the brink of adulthood, she still had much to experience. He highlighted that his own journey included humble beginnings in Mexico City, working from the age of 14 to help with family expenses. Only at 24, with a supervisory position, was he able to study what he wished. He shared with his daughter the hardships he faced, swallowing insults from bosses and clients, taking many buses to work, and sometimes not even being able to have breakfast. However, things worked out, and he emphasized the importance of luck in life. He recalled meeting his wife in college and the tragic loss of her to tuberculosis, a lesson that money couldn't buy everything. After this tragedy, Kevin Brown became known as a philanthropist, a change that occurred when Lauren was just 3 years old. Although plans to celebrate the birthday had been disrupted, Father and daughter were at least safe and comfortable in a five-star hotel that had already been paid for a month earlier, a privilege few enjoyed, as Kevin reminded her. Lauren listened silently. The next day, Kevin's phone rang. It was an unknown number. Upon answering, the person on the other line said they had his wallet and provided an address a bit away from the tourist area. Seeing her father stand up with a smile, Lauren protested, warning about the possibility of a scam or trap. Confident, Kevin replied that there would be no problem, as the caller had the voice of a child and seemed trustworthy. Lauren, concerned, called the security guard who always accompanied them and explained the situation. The guard appeared in Lauren's room and tried to convince Kevin to give up going to the unknown address. However, Kevin insisted on trusting his intuition, retrieving his wallet to continue the celebrations promised by this trip. The three left the luxurious hotel toward the nearby avenue. As the security guard drove along the avenue, they left behind the tourist area, entering a more modest and dimly lit neighborhood. Lauren was scared. Her birthday had turned into a dangerous adventure. Each motorcycle that passed increased her apprehension. When they stopped at traffic lights, she tensed up, looking around as if expecting a threat to appear. Having a security guard did not provide the young woman with the tranquility she desired. The place seemed strange and dangerous. While Kevin remained calm, Lauren could not understand how her father could be so relaxed, given that not only his safety, but also hers was at stake. Finally, they arrived at the indicated location, an area with simple houses. The security guard did not allow Kevin to get out of the car, clapping his hands to attract attention. A child appeared. The boy, thin and with bright eyes, held the wallet. He waited at the gate while the security guard took the item to the philanthropist. Upon opening the wallet, Kevin saw that everything was there. Documents, cards, and cash, not a penny missing. The boy, no older than 13, took advantage of Kevin's kind demeanor and asked if he could have $2. Lauren nervously laughed, commenting on her prediction that something like this would happen. The boy, embarrassed, explained that he didn't have a phone and had to use the only money he had to make a call from a payphone. He had spent the night asking for money on the streets but had not succeeded. He used the money he had saved to buy a cupcake for his sister, whose birthday was the next day. Kevin became interested in Oliver's story and asked him to tell more, much to Lauren's dismay. The boy, named Oliver, shared that he didn't remember much about his past or his early years. Not knowing his father, he had been living with his mother and sister on the streets for over a year. A few blocks away, there was a place where homeless people gathered, and that's where the rest of his family was. Oliver shared that when they still lived in a small apartment, he remembered celebrating his birthday with a cake made by his mother. It was the only party he had ever had, small, with just his mother and younger sister to sing happy birthday. That simple memory was the happiest of his life, and even after being evicted, he wanted to ensure his sister experienced the same happiness. Asking for money on the streets was his way of trying to buy her a cake. Lauren, with tears in her eyes, was moved by the story. The young woman, previously scared and suspicious of the boy's intentions, felt ashamed of her hasty judgments. Surprisingly, she handed Oliver a card from the luxury hotel where they were staying, inviting him, his mother, and sister to come there the next day. She opened her father's wallet, took out $300 bills, and handed them to the boy, asking him to buy clothes for his family. "Oliver, use this money to buy clothes for you and your family, okay? Otherwise, unfortunately, you might not even make it to the hotel reception," she said. After saying goodbye on the way back, Kevin asked the security guard to take them to the restaurant reserved for Lauren's birthday celebration. However, she interrupted and asked to go straight back to the hotel, stating that the money they would spend on one night at the restaurant could feed Oliver's family for a month. Kevin agreed, turning to look at his daughter with pride. His years as a philanthropist seemed to have had a positive effect on Lauren. The next day, early in the morning, Oliver, his sister Emma, and their mother Abby managed to go to a clothing store. With the money Lauren had given them, they bought new clothes and enjoyed a breakfast they hadn't had in over a year. The money was also enough to pay for bus fares to the hotel. Upon arriving at the five-star hotel, they were shy upon realizing the grandeur of the place. Oliver's mother, Abby, had always dreamed of visiting such a place, and now here she was, unsure how to behave. As they entered the lobby, a receptionist directed them to a garden with green grass and a table decorated with flowers and colorful ornaments. Oliver's sister exclaimed that it was the most beautiful place she had ever seen, her eyes sparkling. Lauren appeared and explained that everything was for her. The girl couldn't contain her happiness. Kevin had requested his friend who managed the hotel chain to invite all the families staying with children to a birthday party. Many families attended, and the garden was filled with children running and playing with Emma and Oliver. Lauren was as happy as the children. For the first time, she understood how her father felt when helping people. Oliver and Emma tasted mousse for the first time and delighted in a huge chocolate cake. Abby, Emma, and Oliver's mother was moved by the whole situation and received a warm hug from Lauren, who tried to hold back tears on her first day at 18 years old. Kevin realized that a birthday party wouldn't be enough to help that family, so he took Abby to his friend, the hotel supervisor. The millionaire explained to the supervisor that he was surprised to see her son had returned the wallet in the same condition it was found, despite the hardships they faced. If the son had such a nature, it could only be a reflection of good upbringing. "Congratulations on your integrity," Kevin said, and Abby thanked him. The supervisor then revealed that he had recently discovered a theft scheme within the hotel involving some employees. After identifying the involved parties, they were all fired, and now they needed to renew the team. Looking for someone honest and trustworthy to lead, the supervisor offered Abby the position of head housekeeper. "I don't know if it was just luck or something more, Miss Abby, but when your son returned that intact wallet, he changed the fate of your entire family. If you want, I would like the position to be yours. What do you say?" he proposed. Abby was stunned. She had never imagined that one day she would enter a hotel like that, receiving not only a party for her daughter, but also a job offer. Grateful, she expressed her doubts about her competence for the position, and the supervisor promptly replied, "Well, Miss Abby, the most important thing you already have: character and integrity." The following week, the life of that family dawned differently. Oliver and Emma went to school in new clothes and with school supplies. Abby caught a bus to the city's waterfront, where she entered the five-star hotel to start her new job. She felt like the luckiest woman in the world. Meanwhile, Kevin and Lauren continued the trip they had planned, but nothing provided the same happiness that Lauren had felt during the party in the hotel garden. Looking at her father, she finally understood why he was never content with just being a millionaire. What truly fulfilled him was doing good for others. Now she understood that. If you liked this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give a like and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. See you in the next story.